remember the guy who cheated on them more than the guy who bought them flowers and treated them right.
So I remember the guy that cheated on me, and I remember the guy that bought me flowers and treated me right. But the guy that cheated on me was funny. That's probably what it was.
Yeah?
The guy that bought me flowers was like, he was very sweet, but he was like, oh my gosh, like have a little bit of self-respect.
Yeah.
You know, and I do think you should buy women flowers and all that. And I'm not advocating for cheating.
Yeah.
But the guy that buys you flowers maybe isn't the guy that makes you feel alive. And I think that you can feel alive and buy a girl flowers.
The other night I had a guy around for the first time in a while. He sits down on the couch, we're talking, we're flirting, it's going really well, and he looks at me and he's like, well, do you want to put something on the TV? We were in my hotel room, and I looked at him and I was like, I'm gonna be so dead ass with you. I have ripped all of the cords out of the back of that TV because I was trying to find an HDMI cord to watch the new season of Invincible. This man lit the fuck up. He goes, there's a new season of Invincible? I thought he was being smooth, because next he says, well, there's a TV in your bedroom, right? I had a suite, okay? 2 TVs. I was like, yeah. We got into the bed, we tried to make the TV work, the TV wasn't working, so what do you think happened next? We watched Invincible on my laptop. That's what happened next. Luckily, I love Invincible, so honestly, I was not disappointed at all.
I'm telling you, I would never be with a guy who wasn't okay with me drunk making out with girls in front of him, like at a bar or something fun. You know, like that seems so boring. Really? Like you don't even want to watch? That is not the man for me. God help me. I hope I never find a guy like that.
What it do, big money? My youngest, she 3 months. You laying down. I wish I was laying with you. Yeah, my bad. I fell asleep last night.
All right, most modern women are addicted to toxic men. All right, I put a couple clips in there, man. I just came across these clips on Instagram, and that's just what it is. I think I did a video. Y'all should see it right around the time before I do this video drop. But I kind of do everything in advance, and stuff can move around and shift depending on the importance of the video. But or I want to put it at sometimes. It ain't that important, so I it can just honestly just wait. But yeah, they love toxicity. It was one video I did with the 2 black ladies. They were beautiful. The dark one had her little titties out. The light skin, she was just cute, but they was like, they need a man to come with some trauma. They love toxicity. And this is why you just can't say that the men are the problem. We know that the good men are invisible to them. And I told y'all, it doesn't necessarily boil down to the good men being attractive or being not attractive. It's them having that bad boy image, or them being rebellious, or them being toxic, what gravitates to women. And the funny thing about it is the guy be toxic, and they complain, still bust the cheeks open. And then I don't know if they're expecting the guy. I know they're expecting the guy to change them. He don't change. They say all men ain't shit. These men ain't shit, right? And I don't know many good men, and men aren't good. But the guys that come at them with flowers and do the night, I'm gonna get to that point in a minute, they do the nice things and chivalrous, they just put them in the friend zone. So yeah, the guys that they find sexually attractive, they have the toxicity trait. That's all it boils down to. They just want a toxic dude. They want a drug dealer. They want a crib. In my Peace World voice, that's just the funniest shit in the world. They want bad guys, man. It ain't got nothing to do with height or nothing like that. But you see, they asked the girl in the clip about, why do you remember the guy that cheated on you more than the guy with flowers? The guy with flowers are bored. Women do not like boredom. Women do not like peace. Peace and boredom are synonymous. If you look at what a guy's definition of a good time is, a mature man, the definition of a good time for them can just be like just chilling at the house watching the game with a brew, or just chilling watching the game doing nothing. most, doing nothing. They don't need to party. They doing nothing. Their definition of a good time is going to the bar, watching a game. Their definition may be just going to Longhorn, having a steak. It ain't nothing expensive. It ain't going to Noble. It ain't going to Ruth Chris or J. Alexander's, or going to travel the seven seas. It ain't nothing like that. It ain't nothing like that. It's something basic. For my birthday, it's not extravagant, for them. And for women, it got to be extravagant. Every year got to top the next year. It's never good enough. It's you got to top the impossible. But that women don't like peace. This is why they start fights and want to look through your phone, even though they know you're not cheating or it ain't no proof. Because they need drama. Most women need drama. Even the older women are like that. That's why they get into their daughter's business, their son's business. They get in everybody else's business. The old lady watching on the block getting in everybody else's business. And that's how shit be getting messy. That's how shit be going down. Because they old ass be in everybody's business. They keep mess going on. If you get a woman that just, doing stuff every now and again, as women should, and that's the balance between women. Women should make men, enjoy life a little bit. Children make kids enjoy life a little bit. And also the balance for men, tell women that life is not all fun and games. We got to have structure. We got to have discipline. We got to save money. We got to right the ship and be on the plan. You know what I'm saying? But it's a balance. But they always remember the bad moments. And a lot of humans like this. You could do 1,000 good things for somebody, but the one time you said no, or from their perspective, you did them dirty when you really didn't. Or if you did, they remember that's more standout to them than all the good things you done did. That's just human nature in 2026. Fuck all the good shit that you did. That one bad thing, that one time you told me no. So that's kind of just human nature. That's just not two women. You know what I'm saying? But of course, he was too nice. And the guy that brought flowers, she wouldn't even want to give him no pussy. But the guy that brought toxicity, she probably still fucking him. And women sit here and be like, well, I don't know. And they know exactly why it is. They love the roller coaster. And don't think older women, they still love the roller coaster. That's why they get in everybody's business. That's why they get in everybody's business, and they tear the family apart, and they tear their friends' relationship apart. Because not only because they're bitter, that's just their nature. They like chaos. They like drama. They can't just sit there like a man and watch football all day. Women can't do that shit. That's why when women watch TV shows, they don't never remember the shit in the show. They don't never remember half of the show because they're not really watching. They can't sit there and watch a show. That's why they can binge watch 50 episodes in a row and you tell them what's going on. They don't really remember none of the major points. They have really short attention spans. They watching TikTok, they doing something else. You know what I'm saying? A woman that's just, that's cool with just chilling and most of the time and really a homebody, that's a rarity. That's a woman that really love peace. But then you got the other woman talking about, yeah, my ex moved on and she was stalking the nigga. Yeah, somebody, why you, dog, you stalking a dude that moved on and you still feel entitled. And a lot of black women feel like they own black men. And there lies the problem. That's why they always worry about where your dick go at. See, they don't mind if they pussy going to Brad. And guess what? Black men don't care if they pussy go with Brad or Hector. You know what I'm saying? But they always worried about what we were doing. We with a white woman, we a coon. We with a Maria, we a coon. We with a light-skinned woman, we really don't like black women. They say that. That's because they're jealous because they can't move like we can move. They got to pay to sleep with Brad. They got to beg to sleep with Brad. You genuinely see most brothers date outside or with a particular black woman, they be hating on that too. They be hard. They be mad because how is he happy and she happy and I can't be happy. And instead of looking at themselves and saying you the reason why, some bitches just meant to be jump offs. But the thing about having a side woman, women don't want to play their position. They don't. They feelings get involved. They see you do something nice for the main chick. And then they want to flip the entire board open and mess it up for everybody. That's why it don't even make no sense to have a side bitch. If a nigga gonna cheat, and I ain't saying a man should cheat, be discreet. You shouldn't. But yeah, they just like toxicity, bro. And this is what it boiled down to. That's what it boiled down to. It's flat out toxicity. You know, they don't want nobody. If they ain't happy, they don't want nobody to be happy. And there lies a major problem. Excuse me. And there lies a major problem right then and there. And believe it or not, a lot of times they don't even want to see their children happy. They so fucked up. They don't even want to see their children happy. That's the wild thing about it. They don't want to see their kids happy. And then we got the last clip I'm gonna put in there. I had to remember which clip it was. There's another clip I want to put in there where the woman said a guy came to her hotel suite to kick it, and he wanted to watch Invincible. It's one of the best comic shows you can find, like 98% and then 100%. 98% the first season, the next 3 seasons 100%, right? It's a good show if you're in a gory adult type, superhero shit, right? One of my favorites of all time. And he legitimately wanted to watch Invincible, and he didn't want to give her no dick. Now it looked like she just came off from the other side of the spectrum of the rainbow, which, hey, women can do that. That's one of the double standards. Women can go from being, with women and go to be with guys. I mean, nobody backs out. I'm not saying, hey, that's just a double standard. I ain't here to complain about it. It is what it is, right? And she was kind of like, she was turned off that he just wanted to sit there and watch the TV show and didn't want to give her no dick. And she was too proud to grab his shit and throw the pussy at him. You know what I'm saying? And like she was on the butch side of things too. So I didn't really understand. I didn't really understand that. Y'all women sit here and tell guys, respect your consent. They respect your consent. You know what I'm saying? They respect it because he got a reputation. He got a job. He got a probably career, and if he would have sat there and came out, oh, you came to watch Invincible, and he would have came in there like Mystical with my dick in my hand, you would have been on TikTok talking about how he was a disgusting creep. Therefore, he respected you as a woman and didn't fuck you. Now you lost respect for him. This is where y'all are confusing the youth. We done seen women, the basketball player DeAndre Ayton fly a woman out to like the Turk and Caicos or wherever he was at, and she didn't want to fuck, so he left her stranded. He didn't pay for her to get back. So we don't understand. If you like common sense, if you coming over my house and you coming over, after we get done from a dinner date, or you coming over at 12, 10 at night, 11 at night, we know you fucking. But you get there, you be like, oh no, I don't want to have sex. I just want to watch TV. And he respect that, and he don't try. Remember it was a lady on the internet. He didn't even try. If I told him not to, like, come on, which one is it? Now, if he sit there and he try to fuck you, and you be like, and you gonna say, well, he did this to me. Like, nah, we didn't see what happened with Bill Cosby. We didn't see what happened with multiple people with this Me Too movement. No is nay is nay, yay is yay. And now you got to get the confirmation before you come over. Like, if you coming over, you busting it open or you not. Because if you're not busting it over, don't even come over. And that's what you got to cut it straight to these women like today. It used to be common sense. If you coming over at 2 a.m. after the club, you getting fucked. Now, it ain't common sense. So, hey, thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel.
Women are all the same. You got money, you got women. You got no money, you got no women. Simple as that.
That's a really dumb take.
Yeah, but it's true.